Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Bruce Anderson. Today's talk is going to be about two minds and I've identified 20 negative programs around money. So I have a lot to cover today, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in. So first of all, who is this for? Who is this group for? It's for business owners, CEOs, corporate people that want to get out there and make more money, become business owners, coaches, consultants, agency owners, professionals, thought leaders, writers, and whoever has a burning desire to make a six-figure income, that or something better. So I want to educate business owners and help them master both of their minds, how to identify and to remove these negative programs in the subconscious mind to make six figures, that or something better. So first of all, I do want to say there's three groups of friends that I would like to address right now, and most people don't have these three groups of friends. One is 1/3 of your friends should be doing exactly what you want to do. They're making the money that you want. They're becoming, or they already are, financially free, doing what you love. And the second group of friends you should have is the friends that are about your level and making about the same kind of income as you are. And then there's a 1/3 of your friends should be one that are below you that are looking at you as a kind of a mentor, and you can help them achieve their goals financially and become like a better person. So why I'd like to go a little bit deeper, or a lot deeper, on the mind, because the mind controls everything. So I have made just a list here to kind of stress the importance of mastering your mind. And when I say mind, I really mean two minds. And the most important mind, which I'll go into a lot more detail later here, is the subconscious mind. And I'll go into why that's important. So our mind controls our money, our body, our thinking, our emotions, our feelings, our behaviors, our paradigms, our identity, our personality, our values, our attitudes, our visions, our greatness, our leadership, trusting oneself, our life, our health, our relationships, self-esteem, happiness, joy, peace, everything. Our mind controls everything in our life. All right, now that I got that out of the way, now I want to go ahead and dive in about these two minds we have. And it's really important that you understand we have two minds, not one, and they learn differently. So we have like two beautiful conscious minds. We have a conscious mind and we have an unconscious mind. And they both learn differently. So we have these two beautiful minds, but we were never taught how to master both of our minds to make them like one mind, in harmony, going the same direction. So I like looking at our mind as a super computer, literally. You imagine this. I kind of thought about this when I was thinking about what to say today. Imagine you were supposed to build a supercomputer without instructions. So that's what we have. We have the super two minds, and we have no instructions, right? We were never taught how to master our conscious mind, and we were never taught how to master our subconscious mind. So we weren't taught this in school, grade school, elementary school, high school, middle school, high school, college, and even from our parents. We're never taught how to master the most important thing in our life, our minds. Why? Because they control everything in our life. So our minds is like the most valuable thing that you could ever learn. It is the best investment that you can make in your life. Why? Because it controls everything. This is why I'm so grateful to share this knowledge. I've been studying literally for 30 years. I consider myself a philosopher, a lover of wisdom, and then 10 years more on the body, mind, spirit, and the science behind that. And really the last 7 years about the mind. I remember asking myself this question: what is the most important thing that I could ever learn? Right? What would solve big, bodacious goals? So that's what I want to talk more about, the mind, because the mind controls everything. So talking about, first of all, I'm going to be talking about the conscious mind. And so remember, it says conscious mind. What is conscious? Science has never found consciousness. Why not? Consciousness is an invisible force. This is who we are. Imagine this. This consciousness, your mind, this 2 or 3 pound mind, for lack of better words, but this consciousness, I believe, when we're born, comes into the mind and becomes one with the mind. But awakening who you really are is that consciousness within the mind. So I think it's really important to understand and awaken like who we are. That's why I spend some time with this, because when you really master who you are, it's easy to create who you want to be, your outcomes, your vision, your goals. So consciousness is 5%. Your conscious mind plays 5% of the day. So that means 5% of the day you are controlling your thoughts, emotions, and feelings. It's important to know that, right? Consciousness is beautiful. It's this lovely, gorgeous energy that gives us life, right? I want you to be so grateful and thankful that you are alive. How amazing that is, right? Gratitude is such a high vibration, and it's so important to be in that high vibrations to attract what we want in life. So now getting into the second mind, and the second mind is called the unconscious mind or subconscious mind. What does that mean? And why is that important? So first mind was conscious, second mind is unconscious. Now listen to what it says, unconscious. That means you are not even aware. So unconscious or subconscious means it's the programmed mind. So just a little bit about that is from zero, actually your third trimester of your mom's pregnancy to about 7 years old, most of our subconscious programs are formed. Like 90 to 95%, give or take. There's always exceptions to the rule that these programs are formed. And if you're kind of thinking about that, when we first born, we know nothing. So the first thing, that computer mind, you have to put programs into that subconscious mind. Again, unconscious means it's below conscious. You're not aware of it. Subconscious is saying the same thing. It's below your conscious mind. You're not aware. Below. An analogy of that is an iceberg. So 10% of, or I should say 5% of the day, you're above the water. But the other 95% of the day, you are below the water. You're not conscious and aware. So it's really important that you understand we have two minds and they learn differently. So let's see what else. And if one mind is playing 5% of the day and the other mind is playing 95% of the day, the program mind, which mind do you think is the most important one to master? Well, hopefully that's a pretty easy decision because it's playing 95% of the day. And Dr. Bruce Lipton, who was a doctor that taught doctors, said our subconscious, that programmed mind, that processor processes like 40 million bits of information per second, the subconscious mind. And your conscious mind playing 5% of the day is processing about 40 thoughts per day. I mean, per second. And so that second mind, the subconscious, unconscious, is the most powerful mind. So it's really important. My goal here is really, which I'll get more into that as we go, is you want to master both minds. They must become one in harmony with each other. So now what scientists is saying, 70% or more of our programs are negative. Not 1 out of 7 programs are negative, 70%. You know, I remember when I was in my 20s and thinking about some of these, I was asking myself these questions. Why is like about 4% of the population make most of the money? That 4% or less, they have learned how to program their subconscious mind, and then they make millions of dollars, and then they teach their children the same thing, right? Those daily habits, that success mindset, that success money programs, that how do you call that? That vision, that success, that confidence. All right, so moving on. So again, we have two minds, conscious and subconscious. Conscious is playing 5%, 95% subconscious. And what happens is that 70% or more, if you're thinking of the past or future, it could be even more than 70%. So about 70% of your money programs are negative. And that's a problem, right? So your conscious mind, 5% of the day says, hey, I want to be abundant. I want to make 6 figures or more. But your subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, which most people, and I'll go into that in a little more detail, don't know why they have learned negative programs. And let's say you have a negative program, like I'm not worthy. Nobody in your family has ever made $1 million. You want to be the first one, but you have a negative program that's saying I'm not worthy, or I'm not enough, I'm not smart enough, whatever that program is. And your conscious mind says, yes, 5% of the day. But that subconscious mind is going 95% bullshit. Who do you think you are? Where is your proof? You literally have a conflict between your two minds. The two minds are like fighting each other. And literally, some people have a war going on. And that's what the body, our body's energy, our life force is out of balance. Literally, if you take a picture of the energies of your body, you will see literally gaps in your energy field because your body is out of balance. It's not centered. You have learned negative program, and it's playing all the time. So I believe this is the root cause for most business owners, that they struggle and they suffer and they work too hard with money. That's my 15-minute bill already. Crazy. So we must learn to identify these negative programs around money. And I have identified like 20 of these negative programs around money. We must let those go. We want, our goal is the conscious mind to create a belief that you are worthy of making six figures, that or something better. That's the conscious mind, and your programs must be the same thing. So you must create, your mind must conceive and believe that you already, no matter what goes on the outside world, that you are worthy. You are more than enough. So this is a huge problem, and let me go into a little bit reason why you don't know what negative programs you have learned or positive programs you have learned. So most of our programs are from the third trimester of pregnancy, because we're connected to our mother, and to about 7 years old. And like a computer will not work without programs. So the first 7 years of life, we're downloaded with programs. And these programs are positive and negative. We have no discernment. We don't know if that's a positive one or negative one. Why don't we know that? This is really important to understand. Our conscious mind, our thinking mind, does not kick in till like 7 to 9 years old. So this is why we don't remember what our programs are, because our conscious mind's not even formed yet. You know, our ego, where it wants to make things right, wrong, rich or poor, scarcity or lack, or abundant or freedom or rich. So that is why, I hope that makes sense, is because our conscious mind is not even formed. This is why we don't remember most of our programs, especially the ones from 0 to 7. These are like the most powerful ones. Why? Because they run all through your life, right? If you learn that at 5 years old, that negative program about money, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, and that follows you through life. Why? The subconscious mind, these programs do not like to change. Why? They're a program. Imagine your computer, you're talking to your computer and you go, change program. It's just not going to happen. So this is what I've spent a lot of my time, is learning how to identify these negative programs and to remove them, even if you've had those for centuries. I know, because I've done it myself. Okay, so we've talked about the conflict between the two minds. Everyone has learned negative programs, everyone. And what we want to do is to remove these negative programs and replace them with a positive program. Just to kind of make my point here, we have an inside world and we have an outside world, and we must master our inside world, right? The outside world always follows our inside world. So my point is, you can program your conscious and your subconscious mind to be abundant. So you could be literally, in the outside world, you could literally be homeless. Like I live in Seattle, and you could be living on a park bench with no money, but you have this unshakable belief that you are going to be abundant, even though you have no proof in the outside world, right? I want you to create a state of knowing that you already are abundant, a state of being abundant, a state of certainty. Again, you can have credit cards up the gazoo, car payments, house payments, living from paycheck to paycheck, but what I want to do with you is create that unshakable, undeniable that who you are within is already abundant, and the outside will always follow. Okay. and kind of to give you a little bit I want to talk about is most of our programs are from like the third trimester to about 7 years old. So most of us have not upgraded our financial programming. And an example of that is, I was kind of thinking about this today, is I remember when I first started out in construction and the first wireless phones, it came like it looked like a briefcase. And it had this huge battery. It was super heavy. And then, it cost like $2,500 or something, ridiculous amount of money back in those days. But it was like, wow, state of the art. And then you get the little flip phones, and now you get the iPhones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 14 iPhone. That's is what I'm talking about, upgrading your programs in your mind. Most people have not upgraded since, like, maybe you learned some of them at 2 years old that you don't even remember, right? How could you solve a problem if you don't even know what your problem is? Well, that is a huge problem, right? This is why so many people, if I could put a number on it, 70 to 95% of the people struggle because they have learned negative programs. And the other super important thing is they never program their mind to be abundant. So I believe this is like one of the most valuable thing that you could ever do is learn how to program your mind. The best investment that you could ever make is in your mind. Why? Because your mind controls everything. It controls every aspect, every state of your business, every state of money, and the state of who you really are. Well, I'm already 22 minutes in here. I'm gonna kind of start wrapping this up and next week. So kind of coming to a conclusion here. Next week, what I want to do is talk about those 20 negative programs around money. Run out of time already. And then I also want to talk about like reacting versus responding. Like a lot of us get triggered from our past relationships and work in relationships. And then also I do want to talk about eliminating what other people think about us. And I do want to talk about purpose, but most importantly, next week, I'm going to be talking about the 20 identified negative programs that we have learned as a child. So kind of wrapping this up, there is so much I could talk about during this short 15 minutes live stream. I help successful business owners shift their financial beliefs so that they can program a new mindset in 12 weeks without trading years of their life struggling and suffering and working too hard. Using my simple, easy, proven, step-by-step rapid programming system. If you found some value in this live stream, and you want to learn more, I would love to share some more details on how my process works and how it can help you. Look forward to, if you want to make 6 figures or more, please comment below, and me or my team will reach out to you and answer any questions you may have. So thank you very much. This is Bruce Anderson. Mastering your mind, mastering your money, mastering who you are for business owners. Thank you. And if you know anybody that can benefit as a business owner that wants to master their mind, wants to master financial abundance, and wants to master, awaken who we really are, please tell them, your friends, family, anyone that would be a good fit. We'd love to have some more people join us, and we can all grow together and make this a better world. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time. My name is Bruce Anderson. 6-figure business owners, that or something better. Thank you.